Hello everyone. We have discussed about refraction of light by convex lens as well as concave lens in the last chapter, light reflection and refraction. We have discussed about the nature, relative size, position, etc. of the image formed by a concave lens as well as by a convex lens depending upon the different positions of the object kept in front of the lens. In this video, we are actually going to discuss about our eye, that is a human eye. Our eyes use light and enable us to see objects around us. We are unable to see anything in a dark room. Why? Because no light is there to see the objects. Right. That is, when an object reflects light that falls on it, and when this reflected light comes to our eyes or received by our eyes, we see that object. Otherwise, we won't be able to see that object. So in this video, we are actually going to discuss about or more about human eye. I have just drawn a figure of a human eye here. Some object will be here somewhere here in front of the eye. Right. Then light from that object enters the eye through a thin membrane called cornea. Light enters the eye through a thin membrane which is called as cornea. This cornea, it is actually the outer layer at the front of the human eye. It is a transparent part of the eye. That is, it forms a transparent bulge on the front surface of the eyeball. Okay, transparent means what? It allows light to enter to this side. Right. An object would be there in front of the eye. So we would be able to see that object only if the light from that object entered to our eye. Right. This cornea, it is a transparent membrane. So this allows light to enter to this side. Now, this eyeball, it is approximately spherical in shape with a diameter of about 2.3 centimeter. Now, the main function of this cornea is to refract the light or bend the light. That is, most of the refraction for the light rays entering the eye occurs at this outer surface of the cornea. Now, here I have marked it as aqueous humor. This region actually contains watery fluid and proteins, actually very low concentration of proteins. So this aqueous humor, it lies between cornea, okay, this part cornea, and here we have iris. So aqueous humor actually lies between this iris and the cornea. This aqueous humor that contains watery fluid that nourishes the lens, human eye lens, and maintains the pressure within the eye. Now, this one that is in brown color, okay, this one actually shows, okay, these two, here and here, this one actually shows a cross section of the iris. When we draw our eyes, we used to draw like this, isn't it? We used to draw our eyes like this. So this part, okay, this part is actually called as iris, which is usually brown in color for most of us, for many of us, but some has blue, green and other colors. We all have a common black spot here, no? That is called as pupil. So that pupil is marked here, an opening somewhere here. Okay, we all have this, this black spot actually, that is actually called as pupil, which is marked here, somewhere here. Okay, now light enters through this pupil. Now, this iris, okay, it is actually a cross-sectional view of that iris. Okay, this one is actually the iris. This iris actually controls the size of the pupil, and hence the pupil regulates and controls the amount of light. Here, I have drawn our eye like this. So this part, this brown colored one now, marked with brown colored, this part is actually the iris, and this one, that is the pupil. Okay, so iris actually controls the size of this pupil, and hence the pupil regulates and controls the amount of light. That is, when the light outside is very bright, for example, when you try to look at the sky during a bright sunny day, the iris contracts the pupil to allow less light to enter the eye. That is, at that time, the size of the pupil decreases like this. Okay, you see the normal size of the pupil, and when you are looking at the sky during a very bright sunny day, then what happens? Size of the pupil decreases. So you see the size of the pupil for a normal eye here and size of the pupil here. Okay, if it doesn't, that can lead to some damages to the functioning of the eye. Now, when the light is dim, the iris expands the pupil like this. So you see the normal size of that pupil. And when the light is very dim, what happens? The size of the pupil increases. Okay, so when the light is dim, this iris expands the pupil like this to allow more light to enter the eye. So we discussed about this cornea, which is a transparent membrane. Okay, very thin membrane, a transparent membrane through which the light enters to this part. Then we discussed about this region where aqueous humor, which is aqueous humor. This region actually contains a watery fluid that actually nourishes the lens and maintains the pressure within the eye. Then we have discussed about iris. Okay, this part iris. This iris actually controls the size of the pupil. Pupil means this opening somewhere here. Okay, size of the pupil. Now, next we are going to discuss about crystalline lens. Okay, this one, crystalline lens. So, here we have crystalline lens, which is in the shape of a convex lens. Okay, you can see this crystalline lens or human eye lens. It is in the shape of a convex lens. That is, eye lens is convex in nature. This provides finer adjustment of focal length required to focus objects at different distances on the retina. Okay, now this part is actually marked as retina. This retina, retina is somewhere here. Okay, this somewhere on this side, and this retina, it is actually a membrane with large number of light sensitive cells. Okay, that is, the eye lens forms an image of the object. For example, if we look at a tree, we see that tree. Right, that is, eye lens forms the image of that tree on the retina. Okay, this side on the retina, but it forms actually an inverted image of that object on the retina. When light coming from an object falls on the retina, the light sensitive cells get activated and generate electrical signals. And there are some optic nerves here. Okay, optic nerves are marked here. Okay, so these optic nerves actually take these electrical signals to the brain. Then the brain interprets these signals and finally processes the information and reinvert the image formed, and we see the object erect. That is, actually, when we see or when we look at a tree, we see that tree. But actually, the image formed on the retina, it is an inverted image. So, we will be actually getting an inverted image of that tree here on the retina. But here we have optic nerves. Okay. And these optic nerves actually take, when the light from that tree falls on the retina, okay, there are light sensitive cells here. They get activated and generate electrical signals. Okay, and there are optic nerves here, and these optic nerves actually take these electrical signals to the brain. Then brain interprets these signals and reinvert. Brain processes the information and reinvert the image formed. Okay, so if we will be getting an erect image of that tree. So we see that object an erect one. We see that tree as an erect one. Okay, now here that is behind the lens. Okay, this is crystalline eye lens, and behind the lens, this part we have vitreous humor. Okay, this part we have vitreous humor. It is actually a jelly-like substance that fills the eyeball behind the lens. Okay, vitreous humor. Okay, this part has vitreous humor. This vitreous humor, it is actually a jelly-like substance that fills this eyeball behind the eye lens, behind the crystalline lens. Okay, then vitreous humor that actually support the shape of the eye, and it is a transparent one, so transmits light to the retina. Okay, so behind the eye lens, we have vitreous humor. This region has vitreous humor. It is a jelly-like substance that fills this eyeball, and it helps to support the shape of this eyeball. And this vitreous humor, it is a transparent medium. So light can transmit from this side to this side. That is, light can light can enter to this region, that is on the retina. Okay. So actually in this video we just discussed about the different parts of a human eye. Okay, we have discussed about cornea, then aqueous humor, iris, pupil, crystalline lens, and we have actually ciliary muscles here. We will discuss about the ciliary muscles in the next class. Okay, and here we have vitreous humor, then retina, then optic nerves to the brain. I hope you understood this class. Thank you.